Hello, everybody, and welcome to Comics News Today. I'm Chester C. Busby III, and I'm joined by my lovely panel as usual, and really looking forward to getting into some conversations. We had a really good one yesterday, and we're going to hopefully have some more today. So welcome to everybody here. And while we let a few of you guys stream in here, and before I get links and stuff, I was going over and say hello to the panel. We have Brad from Pencil for Life. How you doing, man?
Great, dude. Great, man.
Awesome. And you got some cool little news. Why don't you throw that at us, man?
You're talking about Jim Lee?
Mm.
Mr. Lee? Mr. Lee is going to be in my area tomorrow at a local comic shop. So I've never met the guy. I had to cancel my trip to Las Vegas to go see him at Torpedo. So he's just in town on vacation. He's stopping by for an hour and a half at my buddy's shop. So I'm heading up tomorrow afternoon to go see him.
Cool. And before you jump in, I'm going to interject for just a moment to let Chester know that you are echoing on the live stream.
I am echoing. It's not DeWolf that's echoing. It's me that is echoing.
DeWolf isn't even in the panel.
He was. Okay, let me check. Yep, that's set up. That's set up. Everything is good. We'll see if it works out. If it doesn't, I'll go off and come back in. Yeah, no, it's YouTube sometimes has a little bit of trouble, but just let us know in the chat how things are going. Welcome, Ortiz. Nice to see you, dude. But anyway, that is awesome news. Yes.
Yeah, and you still are echoing.
Yes, like I said, give it a minute.
Is that my mortal enemy, Ortiz?
Yeah, it should be a cool experience on Ortiz. Anyway, of course, you guys see that Denali Lama is with us. How you doing, man?
I am doing fantastic. I'm ignoring Twitter like usual, getting on to my own things, keeping myself busy, reading comics. Actually looking forward to going to my local comic book store either on tomorrow or Saturday and picking up my titles. And checking out that Conan issue 1.
Oh, yes, dude. That was really great. We had a lot of time with that, huh? Good time with that, huh, Brad?
It was good. And I thought Denali said something different. Instead of reading, I thought he said breeding comics. I'm like, how are you breeding comics?
I think Booster would be interested in that conversation.
I know, right?
Yes, I know. But Booster won't be here. Of course, he's a very sensitive boy who has no stamina whatsoever. So we will not be seeing him until the Drawn and Quartered Fan Edition later at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time right here. We expect you guys all to come back and enjoy that. Hopefully my echoing is dying down or going away. Guys in the chat, just let me know. Thank you, Denali. And we have Todd Mulrooney with us as well. How you doing, man?
I'm doing really good. What do you mean by Booster? What do you mean he's got to sleep?
Yeah, no, he can't do multiple streams in a row. He's a sensitive little darling. So,
Poor guy.
Yeah, because tonight is the fan edition of Drawn and Quarter.
That's right.
So I guess you guys are going to be drawing Mira as well, or Aquaman related.
We will not be saying what we're drawing until we do. But I will tell you it is a surprise because, as you all know, the fan edition is quite rebellious. So we'll be having fun with that.
Rebel to the establishment!
Turn
over the table.
Turn over a table. And of course, we are also joined by Pixel Trader. How you doing, man?
Doing good, man. It's good to be here again.
Well,
2 nights in a row.
Yeah, 2 nights in a row, dude. You've graced us with your presence. I see we got a few people over here in the chat. Just keep in mind, guys, that, of course, hitting the like button, subscribing is a mandatory thing for us to say because it's part of the whole algorithm over here on YouTube. But the thing that actually helps us is hitting the share button and getting more people in here. So we'd appreciate it if you guys could do that for us. But since we have Pixel with us here, and yesterday we were planning on doing it, but we got into a very extensive conversation, which was a great conversation, actually. But we want to start with Pixel today. So, Pixel, why don't you go ahead and let us know, what's going on in Unicron? How are the plans coming together? When are you going to do your launch? All that kind of stuff. Just give us some insight here, yeah?
Yeah, no problem. Yeah, there's been a ton of stuff that's been going on behind the scenes the last probably a month and a half, really. Some big stuff that's been announced, some things that we're kind of holding back still. But for the most part, the big things that we want to get out to everybody is that IndieCron is slowly making its way toward building up a major network between creators and fans and everything. And we're trying to build this system where creators can find other creators. So you're able to come in and look for a penciler that you need, or look for a colorist, or things like that. And with the upcoming system that we're building, we're allowing creators to get their books and stuff up onto our site up to 9 months before they go live. And that's really, really big right now, because so many of these campaigns will hit IndieCron and will hit Indiegogo, and they just have no movement for weeks because nobody knows about them. And when you're trying to do promotion on Twitter and things, and you're only getting a small group of people seeing your stuff, you're just not getting the visibility you really need. And so we decided that the best course of action, since people are using IndieCron on a regular basis, was to start putting these books in front of people. So we're changing the layout of the homepage. We're making it a little more dynamic. So when people come in, they're going to see books that are upcoming. They're going to see more information about books that are just launching or close to finishing. They're going to have a whole different list now for the all-time list. So instead of coming to the site and seeing Cyberfrog at the top every single time, that's going to be shifted to the all-time list, and you're really only going to be focusing on the books that are currently funding or in demand. So right now, Red Rooster would still be close to the top because of the amount of money that it's making, but we're going to change a few things around and make it a little more friendly, I guess, to people that are actually coming in to find the books.
That sounds awesome. Now I changed over mic, so tell me if I'm still echoing, guys. Hopefully it's working.
You're not echoing, but you're further away for sure.
Yeah, well, because I'm using the webcam mic instead of the headsets on my head. But we'll go with this for a little bit, and I'll switch back over later and see if it works. You know, these things are always so sensitive. But anyway, that all sounds really cool, dude. We're really happy to see all the growth and what's going on with IndieCron. And we know that you have other things that you're working on that you're not going to disclose quite yet, but I think you're coming close to a point that you will be. When will that be?
So the upcoming is going to be launching in a couple weeks, but we can say that we have InComics now. So if you were to go to incomics.com, you're not going to see anything at the moment yet, but incomics.com has a little landing page that says it's a secret to everybody, a play on the whole Zelda thing. Mm-hmm. And if you've seen my little avatar, my guy actually has the Triforce on his chest, so it's not a coincidence that that's there.
No,
but
Chester noticed that and knew it immediately when he saw the Triforce.
Yeah, I'm a huge fan of Zelda. That was one of the first games that I ever beat, between that and Super Mario. And I've got a really deep affinity towards the NES, and so I tend to work little things like that into my work all the time.
Oh, cool.
But we're trying. We've got the label that we want to start, and through this process of going out and finding printers and finding fulfillment agencies and stuff, we really want to start helping other creators. So we're looking for pencilers for our own work, pencilers, inkers, colorists, all that. But we're also looking to help other teams as well. Mm-hmm. So if people are trying to get their books pulled together, we may have the ability in the very near future to help these creators get discount pricing on their print runs by combining all the print runs together into single runs. And as long as everybody uses the same materials, we can drastically knock down the printing costs.
Wow, that is cool.
Wow. See,
yeah,
that's being helpful, I think. Yeah, I switched back over to my mic, and hopefully I'm not echoing now. But that is extremely helpful, dude. We've been talking about these kind of things here with printing and distribution, et cetera, for months and months and months. Matter of fact, I think our very first show talked about it. So it's very cool to see you guys helping out with that. And I hope you have a lot of success. And just keep in mind, if there's anything I or any of us can do to help, just let us know, because that's the whole reason we're here.
Yeah, the hardest part about all this is just coordinating the creators, because everybody's going to have their books coming out at different times. Everybody's going to have their books in different states at different times, and so being able to get 4 or 5 books coordinated to actually have all their stuff finished at the same time so that it can go live, that's going to take a bit. But we know for a fact that the books that we're working on, if we time them the way that we want to, we can release them that way. And so InComics or IndieCron Comics as a entity on its own, has 4 to 6 books. I think it's almost 6 books at the moment that are currently being plotted out, have some artists on them already, and things are moving forward. So we're gonna try to lead by example, basically, and show that the stuff can be done in a pretty efficient manner, that we can knock the cost down, and hopefully, pass that on to the consumers.
Awesome, dude. Now I switched back over to the web mic. I hope you guys are happy. Now I'm underwater instead of echoing. Okay.
No, you're still echoing. That's just the wolf play on saying, underwater effect.
I'm echoing right now.
Yep.
Really?
Yeah.
All right,
man.
fine. All right, this is what I'll have to do then. So here you go. All
We're going radio silent for a minute here.
We'll go radio silent for a minute. I'll be back in a second, guys.
Ooh.
All right. So,
and he's back.
Back.
Is that better?
Congratulations, Papa-san.
Hopefully that is working better for you guys. Oh goodness, now it went wonky over here, so I gotta come fix it. Who's sharing screen here? Let me think I know who to fix it. Yeah, I don't know what that is, but we're always having wonderful times, so that's a good thing. I put this up over here. All right, this is down, this is back. And I don't know why that is doing that, but for some reason it's showing the page instead of I see what it's doing. Okay.
Well, I'm going to do this instead then. Here we go. We'll just stick over here and we won't have any more problems. Anyway, guys, I do apologize for all that, but it is what it is. And I'd have to leave that like this, and then I could do this. Oh, I see. Let me do this then. All right. I think this is going to solve the problem. I do apologize. I guess I'm not echoing now.
I can't tell. Oh, they're saying no echo.
Excellent.
No echo.
Good. Now we just have no visual. Awesome. So there will be no Hangouts any longer. We will just have to sit here and watch this screen and the various news articles we have. But anyway, Pixel, is there anything else you'd like to add to that?
I think at the moment we're pretty much good. There are a couple little things I let something slide on ArtStream, and I'll just mention it here because I know people are excited about it. But everybody has been mentioning for the last couple of months, we need a wizard. We need wizard. And I've been putting my head to it. I'm thinking, man, you know what? We do need wizard. So I don't know if I'm going to be able to get Garib Sheamus to give me his blessing, but I think a spiritual successor to wizard is in high demand. And I think it might be something I'll be taking a look at in the near future.
Wizard Magazine?
Yeah.
Yeah. That would be cool,
sweet.
dude. I wouldn't mind.
So I
wouldn't mind to have
it's
something
gonna
like
be hard. It's going to be difficult to do, and I don't want to promise anything right now because there's so much other stuff I have to get done. But
promise.
It's definitely on my mind for sure, and I've already got a name picked out and a few other things ready for it. So it's going to take a lot of coordination from the community though as well, and that's the biggest piece.
Well,
Hey, a project that the whole community can get involved.
Yes.
Anything we can do for you.
Absolutely, dude. Just keep in mind that anytime that you want to have someone that writes an article about how peanut butter and chocolate is the best blessed food from God, I will do that for you. Mm-hmm.
Perfect. As long as it's not about pineapple and pizza, we're solid.
Awesome, dude. Awesome. I promise. All right, guys.
Okay, I should probably say one more thing really quick too. I sorry.
No, go ahead.
There has been some rumblings and stuff through Twitter, and today's been kind of messy, and some news and stuff has come out. The Indicron team has been talking over the last couple of days and stuff. We just wanted to make a statement really quick that there's been some concerns about doxing in the community and about creators specifically. And we just wanted to take a clear stand that if any creator associated with our site, anybody that's listed there, if anybody releases public info or private information about anybody that has funded their campaigns, they will be ejected from Indicron, and they will never be allowed to list again. We find that to be completely anti-consumer and completely against the spirit of this community and the people that are involved in it, and we want nothing to do with that. So it's very clear that we make sure that everything on here is handled, and we want to keep everything up and form a trust and a bond with the community here in Comicsgate.
Here. I agree. And of course, that doesn't take into account when a boomer makes a mistake, right? That's not technically doxing.
It's not technically doxing, and most of the time the boomers wind up knocking themselves out versus knocking somebody else out.
Well, that's true, yeah. But no, of course, I think everyone agrees with that. Don't go around doxing people. Don't go around causing trouble. I mean, we had a conversation about this yesterday and today, and the simple thing is, some of us, like myself and Todd, we have ourselves right out there. We don't care about anonymity, right? We're very happy to be who we are. Other people want to hide themselves, and probably for good reason, and that's cool. Respect that person's individual opinion, and this is what it comes down to, right? We've been talking about for a long time, and the whole reason this indie revival is going on is because people are not respecting other people's opinion. They're demanding that you have their opinion, and that's what this whole doxing thing. And we've seen some absolutely disgusting things come out of doxing. People having their families threatened, death threats. I mean, just insanity. And it's all has to do with this these people hiding behind their screen in their houses, thinking they have no responsibility. And it's one of those things that unfortunately, I'm sure we're going to see more and more legislation come up for this, which will end up hurting us more than it'll help us, as usual, because these people can't stop. So yeah, please don't dox people. I mean, it's pretty common sense, I think. Everybody agree with that?
Yeah, definitely.
Whatever you said, Chester.
Yeah, absolutely. Just don't be dumb. I mean, that's the key to it. Just don't be dumb. I mean, it's actually a federal crime, I think, to release people's private information when you enter into an agreement like that. I have to look into the legality of it, but there's definitely a contract being broken there.
Oh yeah, because that's coming out. I heard that someone was saying that some of this doxing is coming from people who are running Indiegogos, and they get people's mailing addresses and they're giving it out. Now, I don't know if there's any proof for that. If that is happening, it's like, whoa, back right up. What are you doing?
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good point, dude. But the thing is that Indicron is growing. It's starting to do a lot of things that is helping more and more in the community, which is what the whole point of it was. We've been saying here for quite a while that, everyone relying on Ethan and Mike and, some of the bigger streams to sell their books, and that's all well and good, right? And to be fair, Ethan has done a lot. He's gone above and beyond, to be fair. Thank you for doing that. But we can't go into the future, that being the only way you make money is going to Ethan's stream. That's not cool. It's not good for him. It's not good for us. Indicron is a great place where everyone could come together and share their ideas and their creations with everyone. And therefore, we can make our decisions whether we want to support it or not. So wonderful, wonderful news, Pixel, and looking forward to that big announcement, which I know is coming soon.
Absolutely, man.
Cool. Well, let's get into our news then. And of course, our very own Denali has gone out and found all kind of cool news. And we're going to start with this one today. I'm pretty sure you guys can see that. Let me come over and check just to make sure. Not yet. Okay. All right, I'll fix it. Yeah, this is all kind of wonky now. Why is that doing that? Okay. So it won't allow me to do that now. Oh, goodness. All right, let me do it this way then. Hold on a second. Oh, this is going to hate me for a second. And then I'm going to... No, I got it. Just give me a second here. This is really messed up today. All right, so you guys should be able to see that fine now, right? Okay, good. Yep. There we go. We're going to stay here. So, Denali, go ahead.
Okay. I'm just looking just to make sure everybody else is able to see what we're seeing.
They should be.
Excellent. We are. Excellent. Ghidorah. It's terrifying, the new Godzilla Kings of the Monster image.
Okay, now
so
is that how we say it in the West? Is Ghidorah? Is that the common way to?
Well, it's more Ghidorah. It's Ghidorah.
I see.
It's my shtick. mispronouncing
that's cool.
names.
That's cool. Because over here in Japan, he's called Ghidorah.
Yeah.
Well, Brad, how do you say it?
How do I say it?
Yeah, King what?
I don't know, King of Mon. Oh, you're talking about Ghidorah?
Okay, there you go.
Yeah,
Okay.
Ghidorah.
Yeah, there you go. Okay. But anyway, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
But yeah, so they've released a new image of Ghidorah for the new Godzilla King's, the king of all monsters.
I'm going to click on it.
There,
I'm going to do it. I'm doing it. I did
the
it.
more they, the more they show, the more excited I'm starting to become. For this movie, and hopefully, it lives up to the hype, this little hype it's building.
Well, I was at the Tokyo Comic Con and I got to see a lot of stuff up close, and I took video and stuff of it. It looks so beautiful. This movie, if it is what we think it is, it's going to be really cool. It's just plain old, Godzilla fighting monsters as it should be. No politics, like Shin Ghidorah wasn't even a Godzilla movie, man. It was just politics. So it's been a while since we've had a really good just go at 'em monster fight, and that's what we're going to get. So, looking forward to it. What about you, Todd? Are you excited about this?
Are you awake, Todd?
Todd's more busy.
No. Sorry, I was being asked a question. I don't really care.
Oh goodness.
There's, yeah. It's this is not my wheelhouse.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Thundara
Such
saying,
a
why are
downer,
there two
Todd.
streams? There shouldn't
Well,
be two streams.
I mean,
I'm not sure.
honestly, it's big giant monsters, and I don't mind watching a movie. Okay, I'll watch the movie, but like as far as an opinion, it's really, it's not even our culture that really gets this whole thing. You know what I mean? It's I don't know. I again, like, they can make a movie and I'll watch it, but they've made some bad movies. There's been some really, really bad Godzilla movies and monster movies and giant paper looking robot movies. So like how prevalent are they in this society?
Wow, that was the most helpful, fun thing ever, dude. And I have two streams running for some reason. Why is everything going boomer side up today? What is up with this?
Two streams, one
chat.
And I don't have any idea how to fix it either, without just restarting the whole thing, which I'm not going to do. So you know what? It doesn't matter where you are, wherever you're watching it. It's pure love, man. So we got 18 people on both sides. There you go. We're gonna leave it just like that.
E. Ortiz says, Todd, why are you such a downer?
Yeah. Anyway, so Pixel, maybe you have something more. I'm going to ignore that because the only way I could fix it is restart, and I'm not doing that. Pixel, what do you think about the new images of King Ghidorah, King of Monsters with Godzilla? I mean, it's exciting, right?
I mean, look at it. How can you not be excited? I mean, I'm not a huge Godzilla fan, but I have watched plenty of Godzilla movies. I like the really old, schlocky, just completely like fake looking movies. They're classics. You can't not like those. I just don't get it. But something like this, what I can see here, the CGI looks great. I can't tell that it's. I mean, it's fake because we don't have monsters like that. But really, I think it looks good right here. Now, if they start moving around and it looks like garbage, it's going to take me out of the scene. But this right here looks pretty sick.
It does. And when I was at the con, they had this giant super high 4K screen, right? And they were playing trailers and behind the scenes and all that kind of normal stuff they'll do, right? But it was so clean and so clear. Everyone was so excited. Even the Japanese are excited. To be honest with you, when a Western company takes Godzilla, Japanese kind of just groan, collectively. But the Japanese really seem to be excited about this one. So that's kind of a win on both sides. So anyway, we just wanted to talk about it because, it's awesome, even though, Todd doesn't think so. But, Ghidorah I love Ghidorah. Now, how about this one right here, Denali?
So CW officially greenslight a pilot episode for Batwoman that first appear on the CW Elseworld event. So you'll get your female Batwoman.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it was weird. The controversy came up with this, because they were saying she's not lesbian enough, and I don't really understand that thing. You're either lesbian or not. I don't
the
understand.
Actress, they were saying she wasn't because she still had some feminine qualities.
Well, because I don't think I think she said she was bisexual, but I mean, let's think about this. Let's not focus on the fact that Batwoman is lesbian. Let's just focus on Batwoman. Enjoy the show, and as it comes up through storytelling that she is actually a lesbian, fine. Well, let's just make good Batwoman, right? I mean, that's what we want.
They're gonna hit that the first 2 minutes of the show.
Probably, but I'm just saying that get it out of the way, or whenever you do, that's fine. But just concentrate on telling a Batwoman story, right? It doesn't have to be only about that. It should be about her doing what she does, right? And it could be a cool show, right? I mean, I saw this girl in the John Wick 2. I thought she was pretty cool. Maybe she'll do a good job, right? Until she doesn't. I mean, but I just don't understand all the controversy. But I'm glad that they're going to get at least a pilot for it, because we know how sometimes when these controversies come up, these companies just nope out so quick, dude. So give her a chance. That's what I say. Just give her a chance. Why not?
I guess she had a positive response or reaction during her appearance in the Elseworlds episodes that featured her. So it'd be interesting. But talking about John Wick,
yeah, go ahead, dude.
It's gonna be cool. No, it's gonna be cool.
Oh, John Wick, absolutely. You want me to go over that one? Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
There you go. So John Wick 3 director says he and Keanu Reeves has ideas for more and more and more sequels. So as long as people want John Wick, they'll give them more John Wick.
Mm-hmm. And I think we're all happy for that. I mean, John Wick films were awesome. We're really looking to the third one, and if they can find some split off like the Continental or what have you, that I'll eat it up until it's not worth eating up, I guess, But I'm kind of assuming everybody's the same. Is there anybody in here that hates on the John Wick? Todd? Oh, goodness gracious.
How much more of that gun kung fu can we handle?
Oh my goodness gracious.
I would say 3 or 4 more episodes of it. I mean,
okay.
And Pixel, I'm assuming you changed your name over to Indicron. Yes, I think what I did was when I left out to fix the echo, I just hit the Hangout link that I put in the Discord, and it somehow started another stream for some reason. I don't know why I did that, but oh well, we're just going to go with it. We're not going to be on too long today anyway. John Wick. Anybody have anything else to say about John Wick or Batwoman?
I'm looking forward to the Continental.
Yeah, me too. I mean, they created a great little cosmology for that show, and I think it's that was one of the really shiny points of it. Other than being a great vehicle for Keanu himself, all those little touches they put in with the Continental and the Underworld, it was really good. I liked it a lot.
Definitely. I think it was probably one of those revitalizing type things for his career in general.
Yeah. Because, the thing with Keanu is he's not the greatest actor. And when he tries to do actory type things, they don't do well. When he does this kind of stuff, it's perfect for him. And so I'm happy that he had this opportunity.
The less line he has in this upcoming movie, the better he'll be.
Yeah, sure.
That's what I've learned. That's what I've learned with Keanu Reeves.
Yeah, and Kat says she's never seen John Wick, so no opinion. Well, hey, I'd suggest, Kat, that you go watch it. John Wick's great. It's good fun.
We should go back and watch it and tell her the time points not to watch. You know what I'm talking about?
No. Is there any point that is bad?
Yeah, the puppy.
Oh, well, that, yeah, but that's what makes you root for him. You have to have that.
Okay.
Yeah, and I have no idea. There's a couple little dumb things in it, like for instance, why they call him Baba Yaga. Baba Yaga is an old witch who lives in a bird-legged house, running around the countryside stealing children.
He's a boogeyman.
Yeah, but it's not Baba Yaga. It's a female character. I mean, but whatever. It's great fun. And yes, Bunny Vision. We could easily do John Wick on Bunny Vision. We probably should, because it was absolutely awesome. But
as
anyway,
long as you stop it with the pencil going into the head.
Oh yeah, that would be. They would have to do that. I'm glad they put that in the second one. Actually, it was really cool.
I know, right?
Yeah. But it's just pure testosterone fun movie, is all that is. All right, let's get into something that is less fun. Now, this one is not from Denelli. This is from me. Of course, Denelli is responsible for all the news gathering, and we love all the hard work he does. But occasionally I'll throw something in I find myself, and I just had to put this in. I couldn't resist it because here she is, once again, Zoe Quinn doing the nonsense she does. She sleeps with reporters to get good reviews. That is what she did. It's the reason why the whole Gamergate thing kicked off. She's jumped over here to comics, and she's doing the same thing. Sleeping with a Verge reporter who gave her a great review, and they didn't tell anybody. And, of course, it came out. That's all this girl does. She just sleeps with people to get what she wants. So here's my question. Seeing her modus operandi is to whore herself out. My question is, who did she sleep with at DC to get a book? Right? Because that's what she does. She does it over and over and over and over again. She doesn't stop. She doesn't change because she doesn't get in trouble. She didn't get reprimanded. She seems to earn and gain from it. She gets blessed by her ability to sleep around. So, because my question is, she's never written a book. She knows nothing about comic books, but yet she comes in and writes a book, which I'm not even sure she actually was the one writing it, to be honest. But so if that's the case, then who does she sleep with at DC to get a job? That's what I want to know. Did I go too far, Denelli?
No, not at all.
Is it Didio? I wonder.
I don't want to even think. I don't want no image. Banish the image.
Banish the
image. Banish the image.
Well, anyway, I put this out. This is another incident of her doing it. This isn't rumor. This is true. She had a good review from a Verge reporter, and it come out that they're in a quote-unquote personal relationship, which means she's sleeping with him, right? So what do you think about this, Todd? Does this catch your interest, or is this boring too?
No, this does catch my interest because this is part of why comics are almost just as bad as Hollywood, as far as the big offices and stuff like that. I mean, they moved out there, they both went that way, and so they're out in LA and stuff like that. And look what's going on. This is just absolutely crazy. It's a sexual deviant behavior. To just make it all acceptable. It's just ridiculous.
Well, she keeps winning every time she sleeps with somebody. She's winning. So why would she stop doing it?
Right.
Of course, I don't understand why these dudes keep sleeping with her. They're that desperate. I mean, there's so many women around. Why is it this one? I mean, I've seen pictures of her. It's not that impressive.
Why isn't she more discreet about it though? Like, how come she keeps getting caught?
Because she's a modern feminist, and being a whore slut is the main thing of what they're doing. If men can do it, women can do it. Of course, the truth is, the reality is, men don't sleep around as much as Hollywood likes to say we do. That's just the reality. It's many tropes in society are coming out of Hollywood movies, and they do it because they have 2 hours to tell a story, and they need to find convenient ways to get things moving in a story. But yet people watch it and they say, "Oh, that's the reality. That's true." And of course, it's not. And that's a huge problem. And, this is exactly what's going on. This is exactly what continues to happen because these modern feminists, they think they can just sleep all around constantly, and they think that's a cool thing. It's not a good thing. It's just not. And this girl has been rewarded time and time again, and here she is doing it again, and she's come into our specific little hobby that we all enjoy called comic books, and she's just spreading her legs again. Wonderful. Yes, Charlie Sheen is also winning. Oh, sorry, no, he's not. Because he's not a female, right? Any comments on this, Pixel?
I'm just sitting over here laughing. Shots fired, man. That's great.
Did I say anything untrue?
No, I'm just it's fun to listen to you get wound up.
Oh, is it? Goodness gracious.
Yeah,
Nick
I'm
W
looking at
says,
her. I don't know why I'd sleep with her either. So.
Brad, we know you'd sleep with anything that did that stopped long enough, dude.
I'm sorry, but no.
EOT says she looks like a beagle.
She looks like a beagle.
Yeah, people are kind of getting to me. He says, "Wait a minute, Chester. Didn't you give Goddess Mode a rave review? I did not give it a rave review. I did not, but I was honest. The art was really good, and the writing was absolutely passable. There was nothing wrong with that comic. And it hurt me more than it hurt you. Trust me. All right.
It still hurts me. I feel the lingering effects still.
Would you rather me just lie? I mean,
I'd rather you just say, I can't review this.
Well, that's Brad's fault. I blame Brad. But yeah, no, dude. But then again, I also said that I don't think she wrote it, dude. Because I've listened to this girl speak. Because I don't know how many of you guys were involved with Gamergate, but I was there from the beginning of that, and I didn't interact with the YouTube channel like things I'm doing now. But I saw her speak many times. This is not the smartest person in the world. She's not. That book is written pretty well, actually. Now, it's got a bunch of narrative and nonsense that I'm not interested at all. I wouldn't buy the book, but it's well written. And I don't believe she wrote that. I think somebody ghost wrote that for her. And of course, whether you, no matter what we think about Robbie Rodriguez and his absolute nonsense, the dude is an amazing artist. That's just what it is, right? So yeah, I'm not going to lie about it. If I review a book, I'm going to say what I think about it in the most, stark way that I can. And so yes, you're right, Nick. I did say that, but this is not surprising me because this is what she does. Anyway.
Right, and I keep reminding that for these types of writers or individuals or personality, give them the 3 issues rules, because by the 3rd issue, their true writing habits are revealed.
That's true. That is true. And we will keep an eye on it. But like I said, this girl again. Anyway, moving on, because I'll just keep ranting on the same stuff I've already ranted about. What is this? Oh, this is horrible. Denali, go ahead.
Unfortunately, Mile High's comic closes his Glendale store after 28 years.
Yeah.
Hell, you say?
Yeah.
That is crazy. That is a sheer sign of wow.
Yeah. See, the problem. This is a problem, guys, because I mean, we keep talking about Diamond and them not having competitors and not being able to do this or that or the kind of tactics and things they do. But here's the thing: there's going to become a point, I'm afraid soon, where there's not going to be enough comic book stores to actually support Diamond, and therefore, if Diamond can't keep doing what they do and they close their doors because they can't make any money off of the dwindling amount of stores, that is going to throttle the entire comic book industry, dude. So this is not good. We're just seeing more and more. What is the number of surviving comic book stores right now, Denali?
I believe the last number, and I could be mistaken, is 1,400. Give her 450 stores.
And of course, if you don't know Mile High has been around, as I said, 28 years, and they're one of those stores that people outside of the area know about, right? Now, why is that? Why do I know about Mile High Comics? Because I certainly do.
Because they used to have an ad in all the comics.
Oh.
They'll ship comics to you. They have a subscription service where you get a discount. That's why. Yeah.
Yep, that's why.
They'll still have that.
Yeah, they're still doing that. They just closed the retail store, right?
Yeah.
Too bad.
Yeah, they closed one. Yeah, they have a couple of retail stores. This one is the Glendale.
Like Denver might be one of them, right? Isn't Denver?
Yeah, Denver is the main one.
Yeah. So, but even that shows when you're closing down stores, that's never a good thing. For this industry, one store is like one branch, one vein taken out. And yeah, they're saying they closed this the 31st of last year. the decision was made of rising operation costs, intolerable parking shortages, lack of air conditioning. And one of the reasons for this is, the economics of selling new issues has become total madness, as the cover prices of comics has now reached up to $5 a copy, and comics retailers are buying non-refundable comics. So anything that they don't sell, the retailer gets a hit because it becomes like 90% the value after like the first or second week. So,
wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I get it. And we have Eric Boyd in here says, "Oh man, I have bought from Mile High Comics several times. The owner has posted his disappointing experience at SDCC. I hate to hear this. He had a lot of titles and merch. Dang. Yeah. Now we all feeling it, dude. And it's just like there's so many of these little stores maybe we've never heard of. They're going out of business for the same reason. And what is it? It's because they can't sell the books that are being pushed on them, right? And they can't do anything about it. And I see a lot of stuff in here about Diamond and stuff. And of course, we know Diamond gets accused of doing all kind of things, man. But at the same time, maybe they are doing them. But it also comes down to they're trying to stay alive, right? They're trying to stay afloat.
Diamond's fighting just as much as everybody else is.
Yeah, they are,
because they're the only distributor. If stores go under, they go under. So, yeah, I mean, part of it is the non-refundables also on Marvel and DC. Because they're the ones who decide if they want it to be refundable or not. They're the ones who decide the cover price.
And it's also cool that with Brad's show, Pencil for Life, on his YouTube channel, go check it out. Very kindly, I go over and I do reviews with Brad. I'm very happy to do those things. But Diamond has actually contacted and sent their marketing guy over to join us on our previews show that we do, that Brad does. And they have noticed, they see what's going on in the indie thing, and they want to be part of it. They want to support it. So yes, there's plenty of things to complain about Diamond, as they do various things to try to survive. I get it. You're not wrong, but they're also willing to try to be part of something new. So I don't know. It's a hard conversation. They definitely need competition. If they had a strong competitor, they would improve, and hopefully the industry would be healthier as well. But yeah, it's really sad, man. It is what it is.
Yeah. Which is so important that we think of solutions. We think of ways to make this industry grow. With Pixel, Indicron, that's one solutions. With Indiegogo, that's another, idea and pathway. With when we're talking about TKO, that's another idea of how to distribute, and looking at ways.
Sorry. Go ahead, Denali. I forgot. I need to shut up for a minute.
No problem. But, we're looking at ways that, yes, support both the industry and the comic book shops. And one of the things is, figuring out a way to lower the costs of those books, figuring out a way of a stronger infrastructure, and maybe another competitor for Diamond to kind of push along, to kind of turn the perception, because a lot of economics and real world economics is based on perception. And if people don't think there's a future in them, then they're not willing to put their money into them. So that image of comics just being for kids, comics just being, in the past, that image needs to full PR facelift to say, no, comics is for everybody, regardless if you're a 5-year-old or a 90-year-old. If you like to read comics, if you like art, these are for you. And we got to figure a way to tap into that psyche and make it, enjoyable for everybody, and not just a kind of like a small niche group. And hopefully these small drops, that we're doing helps build a momentum for something much, much bigger in the long run. But go ahead, Brad.
So what you said is true. But that's also just mainly appealing to who's already reading books. It's just a different way of getting them. We have to build the fan base up. We need to get more fans to read the books. We need to get more people to invest in books. So the comic customer is getting older and older on average. They're not younger customers coming into the market. So you have to find a different way to get the younger people in and hooked on comics. You have to get that drug in their brains early. So, I suggest if you got nieces, you got nephews, you got kids, buy a book for them a week. A small one, an alternate one if you have to. Every week, buy them a book, or every other week, as a gift. Or, support schools, give some to random friends you've always wanted, Yes, Pixel, hey, want some candy. Yeah, no, but we have to grow that base. You have to get them hooked when they're younger. So as they become older readers, they'll buy more. It's a long-term game fix. We cannot, everything that we've looked at so far is a short-term fix. It's going to have to be a long-term fix to save the industry, not just short-term.
Yeah. The fan base has grown up with the industry and hasn't really been expanded much.
Yeah, and so you have to grow that fan base.
The problem with that, there's a couple things I need to say here. The problem with the schools is it comes down to the libraries, and the librarians are basically all a bunch of feminists, hardcore ones. Not all of them, but the majority. And what they're they won't bring something into the library unless it's telling some kind of feminist story. And this is a problem because the kids are stuck with these comics, so-called comics, that are sitting there pushing agenda at them, and the kids don't want them. They're not interested. Kids aren't stupid. This is the thing a lot of people misunderstand about it. Kids aren't stupid. Kids actually have not learned to lie very well yet. They have not learned to not see things clearly, as many of us do, because we lie to ourselves all the time. Kids haven't got to that point yet. And the problem getting these books that could be just fun comics to them is very difficult because these librarians are actually pushing an agenda. So that's problem number one. Two, I see everybody over here in the chat and all the comments you're making about Marvel and Diamond and stuff. You're not wrong. You're, a matter of fact, you're right. And we even have a comment here where Diamond needs to put their foot down against what Marvel is doing, because Marvel is doing stuff that's wrong. And a lot of you are saying, well, how about how did it used to be? Well, Diamond hasn't always been around, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. These are all very good points. And one of the things that Peter Simeti is doing over at Alterna, I think that is very useful, is he's trying to open up those old avenues that used to be around, right? So there's more than one thing that needs to be done here. But in the end, I think Diamond is part of it, though. They need to do things better. They need to be able to be more secure in their finances. Marvel needs to stop the nonsense they're doing. There's just so many problems going on that it's just this mountain falling down on top of us. I see March here says, I'm trying to get my nephews interested, but they don't care for the new stuff either. The oldest loves the 90s Ghost Rider run. And that is another problem. One, awesome for you, March, here, trying to get the younger kids involved in Marvel. But once again, this direction that Marvel and many other companies have gone, that they're saying, oh, this is what the young people want. No, they don't. Matter of fact, we're seeing an extreme revulsion from the young generation to what's been going on. The simple fact of the matter, these young kids that are coming up are actually very conservative in a revulsion to this ultra hardcore progressivism that's been going on.
Right. They're going to get ultra conservatives instead of ultra progressive.
That's right.
That's how the balances is starting to turn. So, and if we want them to be more kind of towards the center where you're not having any extremes, we got to fix that. And that one of the things is writing good stories, and building that good story and finding the editors, finding the pencilers, finding the inkers, finding the writers, finding the colorists and the letterers, and getting all those resources and building that talent, building the new talents, not staying on the shoulders of, the people and the individuals from the 90s, which are great, but for a future to succeed and to have a future, you need to build up the new talents as well.
Yeah.
And new talents that will write good stories that will interest not just our sensibility, but the kids' sensibility as well.
Yeah, it's a multifaceted approach you have to do to build that future. Customers need to keep being customers, but also share with the younger generation. The smaller press people need to change the way they do business so that they can reach the other market. So we all have to be doing our own part, fans alike, as well as creators, to broaden our market, to build the fan base, to encourage it to grow, and then change will happen slowly. It's like the old vines on the old grapevines for wine, wineries and stuff. You plant new ones next to it, and they overtake the old. So that's what you got to do.
Yeah, and I have to say, there's a lot of great comments in the chat today. I mean, you guys are really knowledgeable of what's going on. It's really cool. We appreciate all of this, and I know everyone's interacting and talking what's going on. I can't read everything. I don't have enough time. Don't
need to read everything.
Yeah.
Just find one good book that you like and share it. That's all you need to do. Share that good book with someone else that, who thinks like you. Start with one. That's all you got to start with.
And out of all these comments, I'm trying to read through them all. But this one here from Paul, I think, is interesting. Get Marvel to stop the ordering gimmicks to force shops to take certain books. This is a big problem. Forcing the LCSs to take books that they don't want to sell. Now, Brad here runs comic book stores. Now, how bad is that? I hear about this all the time, but I've never talked to an actual guy who runs a store. How often do they force you to take books, actually?
Force me to take books? The only ones who forced me really lately have been Marvel. They do what's called overships, and it's mainly for books they want to promote that I don't want to order. So maybe I'll order one for my shelf, or I'll order none, and I'll still get 5 copies of like Iceman. So, yeah. But it's the covers, though, that's the hard part. Because they'll have a mediocre or lame cover for cover A, but everyone's cover, like B, you can only get that if you order every 5 comics or every 10 comics or whatever. So it's a pain in the butt to get them.
So they're intentionally putting bad art on a comic book
I don't think they're intentionally doing it, but they're not. It's not as great as it could be, or
that's still intentional because they're.
I guess, yeah.
They're kind of forcing you to. Well, not kind of forcing you. They're incentivizing. If you want the better cover, you have to buy more of this.
Correct.
First
now,
thing.
To be fair, it's like DC right now. Their A and B covers are a 1-to-1 ratio, so I can order either one. The only problem is sometimes they don't get to see that B cover because they keep those secrets till too late to order some of the time, so we can't change them around. But it's not bad. Like they're pretty good about it. Marvel's the worst though. So, but Detective Comics 1000 coming up? That's going to be kind of a bitch too. So,
yeah, Ascension Comics is correct. It is a type of extortion. You're right.
Right.
Yeah, I mean. This is not one person's problem. This is multi-layered trouble. And we've talked about these things before, and we continue will. And you guys all obviously know what's going on. Marvel seems to be the worst culprit lately. But they need to
all the publisher. Yeah, and not to say, but all the publishers at one form or another has engaged in those acts as well. So,
true.
Like Chester is saying as well, there's many problems. There's not one quick solution, not one quick fix or one fix of all. We have to collectively as a community build the consumer base and then build the talent. We can only do, like for our end, we can only try to look for the talent, but we need you guys as our fellow listeners, as our fellow community, to look for the fan base and bring them in as well.
True, but
and together, that's how we will succeed. Step by step.
well, let's take this one example of Iceman here, as Nick brings us
Mhm.
back to. They overshipped Brad here. How many extra Icemen?
Only 5 because I never ordered it.
Okay, you didn't order it, so you got 5, even though you didn't want it, right? And
Yep.
did you have to pay for it?
Paid for shipping. Yep.
Yep. Okay. So,
You have to pay for shipping to and from.
well, there you go. So you've incurred a cost of something you didn't
Yep.
order. You got 5 of them. How
Correct.
many are still in the store?
All 5.
So you haven't sold a single one because no one wants
Nope.
this stupid Iceman, right? And the thing is, if they're going to overship, I understand that they're trying to overship stuff that isn't selling in hopes that it possibly will. But if you're really trying to promote things, you would think they would be overshipping or being a stickler about stuff that is really good, so that is out there and people seeing that, oh, this is a great book, it's a great book, right? But they're trying to take these very poorly selling books and force them on you. And it's this kind of nonsense that they keep doing over and over and over again.
Well, the other thing too is there's also a lack of advertising from companies to people who are not comic customers already. There's like little to no advertising for new books, new properties, or properties they want them to read, except like during a movie, but you don't see them during the week. You don't see them, you don't see like ads, for newspapers, or they're only doing targeted stuff towards people who are already comic readers, which they get through, your personal search history or whatever you want to share with cookies, and Google Sense will advertise to you, but they don't do it to other people who are out there who've never read a comic before. They really don't do that anymore.
Yeah, and that's unfortunate.
Yeah.
Oh well, guys, I do apologize for the debacle of the stream that went on earlier. It just is what it is, I guess. But we thank you all for getting. I can't even go back over the Hangouts because it's not working either. So all I can do is end on this page. But I do apologize for that. But of course, we do have Pixel with us today. And Pixel, you want to give out your links here and tell about where people can find you, dude?
Well, unfortunately, Pixel has already left.
Yeah, see,
but you can always find. Yeah, you can find Pixel and his team at Indicron.com. So bookmark that if you haven't. Dondaro, please put that link in there. He also has a YouTube channel, which you can follow him. He sporadically puts videos there. Or you can follow him on Twitter at Indicron, because he posts under there, Drawn in Quarter Fan Edition, or his personal account, Pixel Trader.
That's right.
So you got multiple avenues to reach out to him.
Or here.
Or here on Fanspeak, which is sponsored by Indicron.
That's right. All right. Well, and we got Brad over here too for Pencil for Life. Why don't you go ahead and give out your information? I see you just dropped it.
Yeah, I just dropped it in chat, my channel. We got some interesting things coming up. Alternative Comics and previews are going to be on my channel on Sunday for the previews episode. That is going to be a really long episode, so I know some people don't like 100, really long ones, but to get through previews is probably going to be an hour or two at least. So come check us out on Sunday, 6 p.m. Eastern. Also, I have been talking with them this week. We're trying to get some information on what exactly us small people need to do so we can get into Diamond. I've reached out and we're trying to get someone who can come on and answer questions about distribution and help maybe suggest possible fixes, and maybe have questions for that, be taking questions for that here in the near future. So hopefully we'll get some traction with that here shortly. So
that is cool. I'm looking forward to the preview. I'm looking forward to the conversation about how do you get into Diamond distribution. Those are going to be great conversations, man. But anyway, thank you guys on the panel for being here. Thank you for all of you in the chat and all your great interaction today. Really good comments today, guys. Thank you very much. Keep in mind that in an hour from now, 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we will be having Drawn and Quartered Fan Edition. Also, we have our Fans Speak tomorrow at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, which we will be having a guest, the person who won the writing challenge for John Malin's Comicsgate. I don't know what he called it, but he's the one
Talent Search.
Talent Search. He's the one who won that, so that's gonna be cool to have a conversation with him. He's a real nice guy. Good conversation we had with him the other day, actually. And of course, on Saturday, Bunny Vision movie night, we will be watching Spaceballs, man, and that is going to be awesome. It's a great fun movie, and I think some of the suggestions we had today with John Wick being on Bunny Vision movie night, I think is going to have to happen. It's going to have to happen.
Right.
Anyway, as usual, why don't you go ahead and take us out, Denelli?
And just to add, next Bugs Bear Basement, the issue that we'll be reviewing is Batman Legends of the Dark Knight, issue 120, Assembly. So that's what we're going to be covering, part of the No Man's storyline. So catch us to read that. Sweet. But as always, your perception shapes your reality. So always make it a good one.
Namaste. Later, everybody.
Good night.